Alabama basketball rolling towards next season with a lot of momentum, and two of their biggest stars are expected back. Yeah, the insiders are telling us expect Mark Sears and Grant Nelson to return to that Final Four team. We're going to get into that. Another huge commitment for Nate Oats. And what did we do out on the coast, down on the line? Yeah, the mullet toss. Was I part of it? Yes. Was I there? Of course I was. But you guys are going to get a front row seat to that as well. I've even got my mullet hat on. Let's get this thing going right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, make sure that you hit the bell so you know when we're going to do live stuff. And let's get this thing going, man. Share with your friends, too. If they're mullet toss fans or they're Alabama fans, we would love to have them right here on the channel. Roll Tide, everybody. Let's get this party started the only way we know how to do. What do you say, everybody? There he is, back in the flesh. Big sexy Elmo, Mr. Brett Elmore. What's up, dude? Host of WJLX Radio's Brett Elmore Show. Is the show named after you?
Yeah, it's named after me for some reason.
That's crazy.
And it's crazy that they do that sometimes.
Is it like the Carol Burnett show?
Yeah, I think they had a lady. There was some lady named Carol Burnett that actually hosted the show, and it was weird.
Really?
She always did this.
I just kind of grabbed that. All right, dude.
You know what that meant, don't you?
That meant that something was in her ear.
No, it was always to tell her mother hello.
Really?
Yeah, she would come on and she'd grab her ear and do like that, and it was to tell her mother hello.
Really? Well, look, I'm going to grab my ear because I got some good news. And I don't know that this is like breaking news, but I'm hearing from my insiders that Alabama's going to have their two-star players back on basketball this year. Mark Sears and Grant Nelson are both expected to return. You know the way that the draft works, and both of these guys are going to have a tremendous capacity to do the NIL after getting Alabama to the Final Four. They're both great players. I can't wait for another season of Mark Sears' mom in the stands doing her thing. Honestly, dude, I'm just a super fan of what these guys accomplished together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're getting them back. That's what I'm hearing.
Be nice if we do get him back, and I think we will. I think we'll get Sears back because I just don't think that he's his stock's high enough. I think it'd be crazy to go on and play in the G League or something like that. I don't think that's a good thing. So Grant Nelson, he missed that window, which was Saturday night, to kind of put his name in the hat. So we haven't gotten any official word yet, but like you say, sources are saying he's coming back. I'm going to have to if he announces he's coming back, I'm just going to have to shave and just have nothing but the stash.
Yeah, right. And what I'm hearing is they're expecting both guys back. If they could have gone to the NFL and gotten decent positioning, they would have taken that. It's just not happening. But what I understand is Alabama's worked hard to make sure that they get the NIL that they need. They want to be back in Tuscaloosa if they're not, obviously furthering their career in the NFL draft. And so everyone's expecting them back.
NBA, yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, not NFL, NBA. And look, I mean, we hope that one day they get there, but the fact that there's a really good chance that they're going to return, and like I said, I'm hearing they're coming back, I think it's going to be great for the basketball program. So, this is the way that the world works right now, but expect to see a lot of Mark Sears and Grant Nelson as far as promotions and stuff like that, because they're going to be like the face of the basketball program that got to the Final Four. Now, that's one thing, Brett. How about this? Nate Oats, who we actually hung out with at the mullet toss, picking up a huge commitment.
Yeah, LeBaron Philon, former Mr. Basketball here in the state of Alabama. How many times have you heard, well, this recruit has flipped from Kansas to Alabama? You know, you just don't hear that in basketball much at all. But yeah, I mean, this is a huge, huge get. He, of course, from Baker High in Mobile when he was at Baker High, he had committed to Auburn. He won Mr. Basketball, two-time 7A Player of the Year. And then he transferred up to Link Academy in his senior year, and for the second year in a row, Alabama's been really after this guy in the transfer portal. He doesn't technically count as a transfer, but he's an off-season pickup that kind of, it's going to be big. And should Sears and Nelson come back and not go pro, this is we're going to have a pretty deep roster, Mick. This is really shaping up. We saw a lot of folks transferring out and hitting the portal, but let me tell you something: we're stacked, especially if Sears and Nelson come back.
I'm hearing that some of those guys that transferred out because they weren't going to get the playing time that they thought that they deserved, because the roster is so talented.
Yeah,
it was probably best for them to go find somewhere else to play. And so that kind of goes to show, just exactly what Nate Oats is building in Tuscaloosa, and it's exciting to see. And honestly, I've never been more fired up about Alabama basketball. I don't remember us ever being at this point.
No, and I think there's a spot left, and a lot of folks are saying, if we could land Clifford Amaru from Rutgers, the 6'7" guy or 6'11" guy we were talking about, the rim racker. If we could get him lined up, signed up, and in there, I know that he visited Carolina this weekend. Now he does have a visit to Alabama set, and I'm not sure when that is. That may have been yesterday that he came through. So. Yeah. So anyway, nevertheless, you land a guy like that, I'd really love to see another size guy. 6'11" would be nice. But still, this is going to be a great roster. They'll compete, and they're going to compete well.
All right, so had a chance to talk to Nate Oats. It had nothing to do with his basketball roster, but another huge event that took place, probably the biggest sporting event that he's ever been a part of, the International Mullet Toss at the Flora-Bama. You want to see that video?
Let's go.
Hey, Coach Nate Oats, I know that you've had a lot of big sporting events, but this has to be the biggest of the year.
If you say.
Yeah.
Maybe most sun at this one for sure. Yeah.
Is this your first mullet toss?
Yeah, I've never been here before. I didn't even know this thing existed. When they told me a mullet toss, I thought I was tossing some hair.
So what's your strategy after you see Jay Coker throw a fish like that? You're going to beat him.
All right, you ready to get back on?
Listen,
You like the three.
I
Hear you say roll, Ty.
earlier in the week, so I'm out on this year. So the next time I
Whoever that line said War Eagles, get the end of the line.
Coker threw that thing way past that.
Daniel,
I think
from
Milroe
Fairway.
took it easy on it. I'd like to see Milroe give it
Coming up
another
to the
shot,
circle.
though.
Grab
Hey,
yourself
roll
a
time.
fish.
There you go. He says he'd like to see Milroe give it another shot. So I mean, I guess we should talk about the mullet toss. So, like, for those of you that aren't from Alabama and don't know, the Flora-Bama, which is some place that you guys know that we're a part of. Like, we do the show from there, the Tailgate radio show for the road games. It's the best dive beach bar in the world, and it's right on the line on the sand, right? Perdido Key, supposedly half in Florida, half in Alabama.
Yeah.
And it's just an amazing place. Our friend John McInnes is one of the guys that owns it, but great guys, Pat and Cam, and just everything that those guys do there is really fun. They raise a lot of money for the Boys and Girls Club with the mullet toss, for veterans, families, just a lot of patriotic charities. And they do this every year. They've done it 40 years. So this is the 40th. So we talked about, obviously this being the biggest sporting event that Nate Oats has ever been a part of.
Right.
You don't think so?
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
All right. Well, look, you want to see Malachi Moore?
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right. Here's Malachi Moore throwing his fish.
Season all conference safety, unquestioned leader of the University of Alabama defense. Launch that fish.
He almost hit the drone.
I was about to say he almost hit that drone.
Yeah.
Pretty good toss.
Not too shabby. Here's our conversation with him afterwards.
So roll tide.
Thank you, Coach.
Malachi Moore, what was it like throwing that mullet?
It was cool. And I won, so.
This is a big game atmosphere. Probably the biggest game you played.
Yeah. Never brought the energy today.
How many mullet tosses this week?
My first ever.
Had you ever heard of it?
No.
No.
All you roll tide fans, roll tide.
You know, I'm
The rest of you need to just leave.
further up.
So roll tide.
Hey guys, do me a favor and pray for these guys and their families and all their prayers and their programs. These are good men, godly men, and they're great leaders, and we're blessed to have them. So, love you guys. Thank y'all so much.
Give him a big roll tide. All right, Malachi Moore.
Roll Tide. There's Malachi
Okay.
Moore. Now, do you want to see the one that was like kind of the best throw of all of them?
Yeah, let's hit it.
I mean, look, Brett, here's the standings right here. You want to, this is how it turned out, right? I mean, look at this group. And one doesn't match, but we threw him in there anyway. Jay Coker, Mick Gillispie, Ryan Anderson, Malachi Moore, and Jalen Milroe.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whoa. I wasn't there. So you mean to tell me you threw the mullet further than Jalen Milroe?
Yeah. Well, you're going to see. You want to see?
Well, yeah, let's see it.
All right, let's go. All right, let's start with Coker.
Yeah, I want to see Coker.
All right.
Coker.
His folks cheering for him.
I know. Look at him.
He almost. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. What? Are you kidding me?
Darius Stewart in the back of the end zone. I mean, look at that
Gee
throw.
whiz.
Look at that bomb there. Not
Dude,
shabby.
I bet you he could have snapped the mullet further than Jalen Milroe threw it.
You tell him like you're like, man, you got to get some air.
There's an art to it. There's an art to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So not too shabby there for Jake. Here's mine. I'm up against Richie Giuliano, part of our crew, and here it wasn't really much of a competition with Richie, but I'll.
Hopefully over 100. We'll
There's
see.
Richie. Yeah, there's Richie. Make it
Richie.
happen.
Good toss. Right down the middle. That's a good toss.
That's-
Real good toss. Go get it.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. Like,
Zane from Pace, Florida.
That was a pretty good throw, though.
Not too
that was his first
shabby.
time.
yeah, for his first time, like they throw the time up there, the length and all. But I knew,
Yeah.
like, when I saw him, I'm like, okay, I got this guy. You know what I mean? Like, where you're like,
Yeah.
I was gunning for Coker. I wanted to beat Coker.
Yeah.
Here I come
Alabama.
with this.
You had your chest poked out, too. What was that about?
Well, I just wanted to look strong.
Wanted to look stronger.
Look at me.
I could.
He's so focused.
I'm not worried about you. I'm all about beating Coker.
Oh, you ain't gonna beat Coker, dude. You
That's a
got
good
him
throw.
though. He got. Yeah, look back, baby. Go,
Yeah,
Mick.
there he goes. That was a good toss, I could tell.
Yeah, I just needed more air. I
Yeah.
needed another 20 feet.
Well, it was a windy day down there, too.
It was, or what? I mean, I don't know, maybe like another 14 feet. But Coker's was just a beautiful throw. Like he looked like a guy who's thrown a lot of touchdown passes.
Yeah.
So he won, but it was great. It honestly was great seeing him. Ryan Anderson. I love Ryan. He's such a funny dude, such a good guy. Reminds me of my friends growing up. And we all hung out and it was great, But there's the finals right there. So Coker 141. And then it feels good to throw further than Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, I mean that's a substantial. Yeah, that's what they'd call a beatdown. Wow, congratulations, Mick. You did good. I mean, I'm going to give you Coker's a national championship quarterback, but to beat Milroe, Malachi Moore, Ryan Anderson, these are athletes.
Yeah,
and I know you're a pretty athletic guy, but these are like pro level guys.
I still got it a little bit left.
Yeah, you still got the juice, man. You got the juice.
We wanted you to come down, but it was great.
I know.
I got to tell you, first off, is that Coach DeBoer is a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Nate Oats is so cool. And those guys are going around the state right now trying to raise money for NIL, and we got to get behind them. And that's the bottom line. I mean, if we want to be able to compete with the way that the system's set up right now, we've got to help those guys out. And we're going to. I mean, we're going to do what we can, but I just thought it was a lot of fun. Malachi's a great guy. Jalen Milroe, just awesome, dude. Just awesome, dude. It was Jake and Ryan and Milroe and me were all just kind of standing there talking and stuff. It was just a really special Saturday, and so I'm glad to be a part of it. And thank everyone at the Flora-Bama. John McKinnis is a longtime friend. We love John. And then Steve Powers and and everyone else there. It really honestly, man, it feels like being at home when I hang out there. And I think all of us kind of felt the same way. So you guys get to see the highlights, a lot of basketball news going on. We'll keep an eye on recruiting as well. Some big visitors. We're in Tuscaloosa this weekend, but I figured that you wanted the mullet toss highlights, right?
That's right. You had to have them.
really, really fun. And a lot, you drink some beer while you're there too. Have you ever had any of that?
That's true, man. That's like half of it, At least if you're going to the Flora-Bama, man. But yeah, the Flora-Bama is probably the coolest bar in the world.
No doubt. Well, look, guys, that's the show. You got a chance to see some of the inside stuff from the mullet toss. And we had a good time and raising money for Alabama, and we'll
yeah. And I want to throw in
facts. Give us some facts here.
Well, I'll give you some facts there. I want to. It's World Wish Day today. I wish it wasn't Monday all over again, but it is. But today is also It starts National Small Business Week, and you and I both live in fairly smaller towns, and we know smaller businesses are, and are a big part of the fabric of America. So support them. And today is also National Zipper Day. If zippers could only talk, Mick, what would they say? But in all seriousness, so I do want to close on this, Mick. I want to send my sincere thoughts and prayers to the people that were affected by the tornadoes over the weekend, because 13 years ago, we were dealing with the same thing in the state of Alabama, in Tuscaloosa, in Jasper, Cordova, where I'm from. And just to see all this over the weekend brought back a lot of memories, and it being also the 13th anniversary of all of that happening here close to home. So our thoughts and prayers are with you guys.
Yeah, man, great point. And I'm with you on that. I spent, a week working with the athletic department, organized by Nick Saban and his staff, and being out there in the community, helping people. It really changed my life, and I think it changed Nick Saban's life, and I think it changed the direction of the football program, when you realize there's a lot more out there than just the things that we're striving for.
Sure.
But through all the death and the destruction and all the bad things that happened, I'll tell you, the lasting memory that I have being in Tuscaloosa and Alberta City and Holt, all those places 13 years ago, was how we all came together and we worked hard to help each other.
Yeah.
And
really.
when things get rough in this country, we bond together. That's what makes America a great place. Didn't matter what you looked like, where you came from, what color you were, what religion you were. We bonded, man. We were down there doing it. And I pray that, and I know it's going to happen, that all of those people that are affected by those tornadoes in the Midwest will have the same thing, because I believe that. And from the bottom of my heart, I'm with you, man. I pray for them and their families. And I know how tough this is because we've been through it. So prayers to them as well. Hey, guys, thanks for hanging out with us here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up, and roll tide, everybody.